entrepreneurs! Welcome to my channel. If you are a business owner and currently your business is being badly affected by the coronavirus pandemic and you are in the process of searching for new ideas to pivot or adapt your business model so that your business can survive and thrive in this pandemic economy, you've come to the right place. My name is Tingting. I am a serial entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 16, and 10 years ago I founded a successful B2B media business, which is now run by a team of amazing professional managers so that I can only spend 5 to 8 hours working week, and the rest of my time I travel around the world, sail on my boat, and mentor startups as well as discover my other passions. I've started this channel so that I could share my experiences and hopefully I can help someone like you. So first thing first, I'd like to share my own experience of my business being affected by the coronavirus. As a B2B media business, one of our biggest revenue comes from exhibition and conference sales for some of our physical large-scale B2B conferences. And all of you know, with this social distancing and travel ban, it's impossible to organize events. So actually in March and April, we have almost zero revenue. And a lot of clients who has previously signed a contract also has delayed or tried to negotiate no pay. We are having a lot of difficulty in the beginning to adapt and change our business model, but we managed to survive, and I'd like to share with you later. However, I have to say that personally, it has been quite an emotional experience. I would say sleepless night, emotional meltdowns, and sometimes panic attacks are understatement. So if you are also a business owner, I want to assure you that I understand. I understand how you feel so bad that something that you've created could disappear overnight, and you're worried constantly. Do you have to lay off your staff, which could feel almost like a family member to you? Do you have to close down your business? Can you afford to pay your bills or staff salaries next month? It is an emotional time. That's why it comes to my first point. Before you can pivot your business model, you have to be able to pivot yourself. So what do I mean by pivot yourself? When pandemic happens, it's very easy to get into this train of thought that what's the worst can happen, what am I going to do? So you tend to go into this reactive fight and flight mode where you're stressed, you panic, and you could make bad decisions. But what we want to be is in a state of mindset where we are able to be that supportive leader, we are able to come up with creative solutions. So this is just the exact opposite, right, of what you tend to feel at the moment. That's what I mean by pivot yourself. You have to go back to that balanced, calm, rational self you were before. So how do we do that? I have 4 steps for you can consider. Number 1, accept the situation. Letting go. Accept it is a bad situation. Accept that maybe the government is not giving you the support you're looking for. Accept that you may have to make bad decisions like letting go a staff, or the business may at a certain point has to be downsized. Accept it. When you accept, it gives you the power to move on. And when you move on, you are able to be in a better mentality or mindset to deal with the situation better. And once you accepted the situation, second one, focus on the solutions. it's very easy to focus on the problem, and all day long you keep thinking of the problem again and again and again and again. This is where it's very important to practice mental discipline. To have mental discipline, you can do mindfulness exercises such as meditation. You could go out for a walk and just let your thoughts all go out, or focus doing something else that's positive, like doing exercise. Another trick or a way I help to reset your mood when you know you're stuck in this negative train of thought is count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try it. It could actually reset your mentality during that time and your mood. And now you've managed to focus the solution and have the mental discipline. Now we come to the third step. Adjust your expectation. You know, we are very ambitious people in general. That's why we started our own business. So I know you have certain goals and forecasts, certain numbers you have in mind, or certain place you want your business to go at the beginning of the year. And now it go to shit. Sorry to say that. And the situation is so uncertain that you really don't know where you're going to go. Then adjust your expectation. Instead of you have to go from A to B, maybe just say, you know, if I'm just stuck at A, it's okay. You know, if I can just survive, it's okay. And it's, you know what, it's okay to be not okay. And number 4, surround yourself with positive people. We are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And it's true. If because of social distancing and lockdown and you couldn't spend time with the 5 people you want to spend time with, why not consider watch a YouTube video of a motivational speech, read a book that is written by someone you admire, learn something new. This will actually also give you that 5 people effect. And when you are calm and positive, then that's where we can actually look into creative solutions to pivot your business model. So how do we exactly pivot the business model? I have 5 points that I like to share. First of all, find your client's lemonade. When life throws you a lemon, make lemonade. Well, you are not the only business that suffers. Your client, if your client's a business, it suffers too. I want to give you an example of my business because our client has stopped traveling for business conferences, but their need to meet people, meet their clients, gathering leads, doing sales, and gather information about the market is still there. So instead of we focus on, oh no, our client no longer buys our events anymore, we think about what the client lemonade is. Exactly because they can't travel and meet their customers, they will the more need to be able to find alternative ways to connect with the customer. So we rolled out digital marketing services, we rolled out market research reports to be able to empower a client with context, ways to reach out to their clients, as well as information that they would otherwise not be able to get. And number 2, consider turn your product into a service. I think many restaurants, especially high-end restaurants, suffer a lot in this pandemic because, you know, if people order online in the takeaway, usually they will order something that's probably not too expensive. So if you are a high-end fine dining restaurant, you're selling a few $100s worth of meals, you may find a difficult time to be able to do that because people usually go to your restaurant for a fancy date or for the experience, right? But think about another way. You have chef, right? You have someone who is very good at presenting the food and cook. So instead of offering the food, have you thought about providing a service? For example, could you be able to package the materials of pre-prepared ingredients and spices and create a little recipe book on how to exactly prepare the meal in a fine dining way, and offer that to some of your loyal customers or clients as an experience to fine dine at their own home by themselves? Because many people are learning how to cook or have a lot more time at home to be able to cook during this pandemic. Number 3, take your business online. I know you may say, my business really required a physical space and the physical interaction. There's no way I could take it online. Okay, if that's what you think, maybe that's exactly the reason why you're not able to do it yet. Let's just use gym as an example. As an owner of a gym, you're offering a physical space and classes and programs and equipment for your members to be able to come and get fit. And you think the physical space is extremely important. I agree with you to a certain degree, especially the equipment part of it. However, think about it. Do people really need to get fit in a gym? Or can they get fit on their own by doing HIIT at home or going running? They may or may not actually need that physical space or the group classes to get fit. But they do that because social aspects, peer pressure, trainers' enforcement. So people are social creatures. They need that social aspects to, an external validation to be able to want to get in shape. And when you do it with everyone else, it's just more fun, right? So why not do that on Zoom? Create a Zoom gym where you still sell packages, where trainers is able to organize a group classes on Zoom and everyone is doing that, and you can even give a medal or some sort of rebate if people are completed every single class and are able to lose, let's say, the biggest loser prize and so on and so forth. Try it. It might actually just work because people need that enforcement. Because most people don't have the discipline to get in shape themselves. And number 4, segment your market, analyze, and refocus. Many businesses has multiple different segments, or you can say multiple different kind of products or services. And not every product or services or segments are equally affected by the pandemic. So instead of focus on the one that is heavily affected and the one about the loss you have, why not focus on the part that is not affected? And think about how you're going to be able to enhance, expand, and scale up that part. When you are able to do that, it might actually compensate the loss of the segment that's being heavily affected. So take a look at your business rationally and analyze, and you will be able to be surprised to find some very interesting answers. And lastly, talk to someone you trust, get some help. Talk to a mentor you trust, talk to another entrepreneur friend to brainstorm. Or you can give me a call and maybe I can help you to brainstorm. And you can find my contact details down there. At the end of the day, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. The pandemic could be the best thing that ever happens to your business. Just consider the 3 benefits. First of all, you're forced to go back to the early days of startup all over again, the adrenaline rush, the feelings of aliveness. That feels good, doesn't it? Number 2, the new revenue stream, the new business model you have to create because of the pandemic, they will probably stay on as an additional business revenue that you could not have thought about before this crisis. And number 3, people bond in crisis, and you will have a stronger team after this whole thing is over. And I thank you again for watching my video. I hope you learned something today, and I wish you could subscribe so that I can create more videos for all of you. And have a lovely day. Bye.